Welcome to the After Boom, the exclusive chat show. And today we are up and running. We actually have a guy on the show with us today for the After Boom.
for
So we
the
are
uh, for the distinguished chat show.
we are going to tear him to shreds with all of our questions. No, I'm just kidding. But no, we are actually here. We're talking about, as you all know, Ava Laura, Nye, Boot to Boom Now, every Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, PayPal popping, business booming, life and relationships to explode. I actually got it that time. Woohoo! Don't be over there praying, Ava Laura. Don't be talking about thank you.
I had to do something. I got a divine intervention.
So today we are talking about married to the laptop, how Black women are missing out on the opportunities of capturing great Black men because they are married to their business so much, a little bit, kind of their careers, a little bit, kind of, sort of. Because I think, like, here's my viewpoint on that, and I want to hear from you all. I think that as especially as a mother and a wife, I feel like I give so much to other people. Like, it's kind of I actually envy women that have a business and have everything kind of going for them and stuff that aren't married. I'm like, oh well, now you got like everything set. So I mean, when the right guy comes along, you're good and you're set and you're ready to go. But what do you guys think about that? What is your
Yeah, I mean, that's great. Looking for the train after it left, but that's basically what you're saying. Okay, I got my career. I done moved up. I got my money. I got my house. I got this. Now I get some more. Now, where the men at? Well, you done spent like 10 years going and getting it. So that span where men and women meet, you kind of like missed it.
Huh?
Wow.
So
I don't know if I would say that you missed it, but what I will say is that I wouldn't want it that way. I think it would be kind of lonely getting to the top by yourself and then worried about once you get there, who's there for you and who's there, because of your success or your status, or who's possibly now intimidated by you because of your success and your status. So, I got married, I don't want to say early, but in my 20s as well. And now kind of going through a divorce and now being back dating again after being married
it's completely different.
14 years. It's like a whole different thing.
Yeah.
But what I will say from my vantage point, what I love about it is that I'm very clear about who I am and I'm very clear about what I want, having that experience of already been married. Whereas when I get clients who come to me who have never been married, you ask them. I had a client the other day and she was talking about a relationship that she's in and how she wasn't getting her needs met. And I said, okay, so what is it that you want him to do? And when I asked her, she couldn't tell me.
Right.
She just knew
I don't know, but I want him to figure it out.
Right. She wasn't satisfied, but she didn't know what she wanted. And what I will say is because I've been in a marriage all of this time, I'm very clear about who I am and what I want. So I do think that later on, a lot of times that if you've never been married, you tend to have this idolized view of marriage and you don't really know what you want or what to expect. And so you've gotten your career, you've gotten all this stuff, and then you're meeting these guys and it's not lining up with your view. And a lot of times it's not necessarily the guy, it's just that your expectations are off.
Right. That's true. That's true. Marriage will teach you, and marriage will humble you.
Yes.
And you will learn some things and you learn how to compromise. Because that's what marriage is. But when you have never had to be with another human being constantly, you can't even, you don't know who you are, where you going, or none of that stuff. All you know is what's inside of your bubble, and your bubble can be popped the minute you have an argument.
And what's inside of your bubble and what's inside of your friends' bubbles who tell you, girl, you need to do this or it should be like this. And I'm like, who are these people? Have they ever been married? No, because what they're telling you is not correct.
Listen, I tell women all the time, You know, women like to focus on the exception and not the rule. And your girlfriend gonna tell you the exception. Your girlfriend gonna tell you, yeah, Tanisha was dating this married man and he left his wife. That's the exception. That's not the rule. Rule is he not leaving his wife.
Wow.
That's the rule. You know, girl, Kim, Rodney, used to date other women while, they was dating, but, he straightened up and married her. That's the exception. That's not the rule. The rule is if he a dog, he gonna continue to be a dog.
Wow. That's true.
I agree with you, Frank, to a certain extent, but at the same time, Frank, I gotta say, you're a man. So I think men look at women and they go, oh, yeah, you worried about what somebody else is saying and you, but you don't actually live the experience of a Black woman in today's world. And there's lots of different, I'm sorry?
Yeah, but I got 5 sisters, so I...
So you living vicariously through them?
No, I don't want their life. No. I ain't living no vicariously. No, I don't want their problems. No.
So but you're saying this from a place of observation is what you're saying.
Yeah, I know what's going on out there. I see it.
Gotcha.
I'm around women 24/7. I know what's going on.
Gotcha.
I know what they got to deal with.
And I'm like, and I don't want to deal with it no more.
Nope. I thank God every day that I'm married. I couldn't be out here dating nobody. I couldn't deal with it. I couldn't.
So,
Frank, okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was about to say, talking about that, because I had the experience of sort of dating in my 20s and now dating at 40. And it really it's very interesting, where I can say in my 20s I absolutely loved dating. I had fun. Now it's like, what the heck in the world is going on? So I can see both, but Frank, you have some interesting things to say about dating. So what's your view of Black women, professional Black women who got their career going on, they got their money, all of this stuff, their view in dating?
It's going to be hard because, most people meet, like they meet in college, right?
Yeah.
Or they meet like right after college. And then that's the courtship. Both of y'all getting jobs and both of y'all. But if you focused on your career and then you got your degree and then you go get your master's and then you go get this and then you go get that. Now you're moving. Now you vice president. You ain't got time. And then when you turn around and say, okay, now I'm looking for a man, well, all the men that would have grown with you are already taken. Now you have to deal with, whatever's there. Not to say that a woman can't find a man, but a lot of men at that age or that point in life, if they haven't already found a woman, then chances are they got some issues. So.
Right. Oh my God. Look, okay. So can I say that's so true? And one of the things that I say all the time, and I don't care what anybody says, when I meet a man who is like in his 40s and he's never been married, I'm a little scared. Yeah. I'm wondering what's wrong with him.
You should.
I really am. I'm like, what's wrong with you that you've never been married? And a lot of times men will be like, oh my God, you're so beautiful. You're successful. Why are you single? I'm like, dude, I've been married. Okay. I wasn't, you didn't snatch me up because I was married. So the thing that what I've noticed is that when I was coming up again, I was 26 when I met my ex. And we grew together. Right. He had one career, I had one career. We both transitioned into entrepreneurship in the course of the marriage. And so when I'm dating now, like, this guy that I've been dating, the issue that I have with him is that he's in his 40s, he was married, but he's in his rebuilding phase. Because that happens a lot, because a lot of men after divorce, they lose the house, they lose money, all of that stuff. So now they have to rebuild. And so he's just like, babe, I gotta rebuild. And I'm like, dude, I ain't trying to go through that. I already went through that with one marriage. I need somebody who is where I need him to be.
Right.
But it's exactly what you said, that a lot of those men are already married.
Right. Now, with saying that doesn't mean that you need to change your standards.
Oh, I'm not changing. Don't worry.
Yeah. Don't change your standards.
Don't worry.
You know, you just got.
I'm very clear.
Right. Yeah. Don't change your standards. You just got.
But a lot of women.
Numbers. You got to do these numbers, but don't change your standards.
A lot of women, if they're successful already, you're not going to want to be with a man who is building, who's like, I'm on a budget and I can't take you out. I'm like, dude, I'm sorry, but you got to take me out. We're not going to be sitting in your house watching TV. Like, that's just not going to happen.
That's true.
Mean, some nights, of course, but you got to take me out to dinner. You got to wine me down. Now, if you're a woman, you've done stuff and you can do that for yourself. You do not want to be with a man who is on a budget who can't take you out.
That's true. And men have to realize that, you know, they should look at that as a stepping stone or an example to say, let me do better. You know, I think a lot of black men take the low road and just settle where, you know, they don't have to take things personal. You know, if a black woman say, well, I need somebody that's got their stuff together a little bit more, will say, well, maybe I do need to get my stuff together. But people don't want to take personal responsibility when it comes to achievement and stuff like that. It's very easy to do nothing. You know, it's not easy to go out here and hit the pavement and try to carve out a niche or start a business. You know, it's very easy to sit on the couch. So, you know, I tell women all the time, do not settle. You know, even if it means you got to go through, push 2-3 guys away. Do not settle, because you're not going to be happy anyway. So why do it?
Well, I want to add on to that. Like, I don't think that women should ever settle, but I do think that you should at least really truthfully evaluate the person and really acknowledge if they are trying to do something. Because like you said, if they're in a rebuilding stage, or, you know, and that's Ava Laura's preference, but what if, I'm kind of torn between the two views, because I see exactly your perspective on it. I see where Ava Laura is coming from with her perspective on it. But I still feel like you should be able to have it all. You should be able to have your career and build all that good stuff up and be able to find a guy out there. And like you said, yeah, if they haven't been married before, there may be some issues there. But then you also need to step back and go, okay, what can I take, and what's definitely, it's a no-brainer. It's not going to happen.
Right.
Because your gift may be wrapped in, you know, something favorable, but that person and their soul and their energy, you know, everything else is there. But because they don't drive the type of car you want them to drive or whatever, you might be getting rid of someone, you know, a guy that really truthfully is just trying his best, especially for our black men.
Right. They
go through so much. And I had a conversation not too long ago with another podcaster, and it was a guy, and he was just saying how, you know, all these clients, you know, they want me to do this marketing for free, and they don't want to pay me, And what's wrong with black people? What's wrong with black business owners? You know, and I said, you know what, you have to understand that it's not their fault.
Right.
Yeah, they are broke, but it's not usually not their fault. It's their mind. You know, it's a mindset that we've been told over and over again. You made a comment about the media, you know, things to that effect. And some of the times they just weren't trained and brought up in that element to know that they can be better. You know, they just haven't been told that. So they're stuck in this, you know, give me a handout. I posted a picture of a shirt the other day that says, I'm a black business owner, so don't support me and don't ask for a discount. You know, it's that whole mindset of people just wanting, wanting something for nothing, because they've always had people strip things from them continuously over and over and over again. So, you know, I see both of your perspectives, but I still also see where a woman can do all of that and still find a quality guy. Yeah, he may not have, you know, X, Y, and Z like you do, but how about you show him a different way, you know? And we are the backbone, and, you know, it's a heavy weight to carry. You know, we have to take care of our men and our children, plus be the figures in the community and stand up in the community and hold our heads up high. It's a lot for us to take on.
But I think that's why we're saying what we're saying, because I too, I mean, I definitely see all perspective, but this is what it comes down to a preference, really.
Mm-hmm.
In that when you are a Black woman and you have your career and you've done so much work, you don't necessarily want to get involved with somebody else who still has to do that work. I don't feel like pulling you up. That's more work for me to do. Yeah. Like, I've had to do that myself. I do that with my clients. Look, I don't want to be in a relationship where I got to pull my man up too. I want you to be where I am.
Yeah, and that's true.
That becomes a little bit of a challenge when, like Frank said so eloquently, you haven't grown together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So now you got to find somebody that hopefully is on the same level as you or above. And not to say that it can't happen, because it absolutely can.
Oh, it can.
It's a little bit more challenging than when you're younger and you marry somebody and then you kind of grow up and build each other up.
Yeah. Now, the caveat to that is that women in power position have to take the Michelle Obama approach.
Mm-hmm.
And by saying the Michelle Obama approach is, people don't understand, Michelle is a strong Black woman, but she is strong enough to still put Obama, still put Barack first.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She can still display strength. She can display all of that. You know, she could probably, you know, when she get up there, she do her thing. But she still puts him first. Even though she had the job when he had nothing. Even though she had the money when he had nothing. He walked in that attorney's office, a little, scraggly, bony, with the big ears and the pants he probably had on some corduroys, looking for a job.
But remember, they were young.
They were, but you got to remember, young. Michelle, that was her family's law firm.
Yeah.
She had it.
Yeah.
So she didn't have to deal with Barack at all. But what she did was she looked at the surroundings. It wasn't like Barack was at the grocery store or no, he was a Harvard grad and was trying to do something big with himself, and he was persistent. So I think when men and women date differently.
Yes.
Meaning that if I'm a man and I'm looking for a wife, I'm looking to see how you're going to take care of my kids, how you're going to cook, how you're going to be around my friends, how you're going to present yourself, are you going to listen to me, are you going to fix my plate, you know, all of those things, right? Where women will look at, do we have chemistry? Does he make me laugh? Oh, am I in love?
Yeah.
Oh, and then, oh, he's so cute. Look how he wear that. And then. But not, is he taking care of his kids with his other baby mama? How does he treat his mom? How is his relationships with his sister? You know, how does he speak? You know, what's his relationship with his friends? Can he tell his friends he's not going to hang out with them to come hang out with me? You know, does he want to take me out? Like, all of those things matter. And I think that a lot of times women lose sight of that just because men and women are different.
And that's the fairy tale expectations that I was talking about. Like, again, after you've been married for a while, you know, there's so many things now that I didn't think that I could deal with it. I'm like, whatever, that's not important. Right. Like, I used to have, now I'm only 5'2", but I used to have like a height thing. Like, I'm 5'2", but I love tall men.
Right.
Now I don't really care. Like, it's so not important. Like, how do you treat me? How's your family? You know, how's your drive, your ambition? Are you going to support me? I don't care about your height no more. But in my 20s, you couldn't tell me nothing.
Yeah, that's a common, that's a common thing with women when they're young. You know, they popping. It's going on. I got it. I ain't got time for that. And then when they learn, and it's like, wait a minute, I done wasted all this time with these knuckleheads, and this is the guy that I should be dealing with. And that's just how we date. And that's just how we date. Now I don't know about the Caucasian community, but in the African American community, that's how we date.
And
do you think it has to do with that? Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was about to say, it's interesting what you said about men and their expectations, because that's one of the things that, the man that I was talking about that I was dating, that he was like, well, Ava Laura, I would marry you. He was like, you would represent me well. And I just thought that was so interesting, that phrase, that I would represent him well.
Yeah, well, he's 40, so that's what he
Yeah.
would be looking for. He's not looking for you to go to no club, and if you can do the dab and all that kind of stuff, he's not looking for that. He's looking for, when I step out, who is on my arm.
Yeah.
And all of those things matter to men because, you are representing
And that trust.
this world, what we want to project. So your woman means a lot. Whereas women, not, it takes them to take lumps or to have a child or something to get them to the point to be able to pinpoint all the qualities that a man needs to make a good husband. But, if you, don't have someone has a child, and they looking at men totally different. They're looking at totally different. The woman without a child is looking at, how he smiles and how he dresses and does he have game and the cute stuff he say. Well, the woman with a child is looking at, what type of father is he going to be to my child? Or, how does he treat, if he treat me like this, he going to treat my daughter like that? Can he listen? All of those type of things. So, and I've seen it. I've seen it over and over. I have sisters and cousins and women. I got women all over. I've seen it.
He said, I got women all. You got women in every area code?
I done seen it. My whole family, I done seen it.
Yeah. Wow. Well, I think that's awesome. I think that you hit it right on the nail, right on the head. Women, when they don't, and it's something that changes in you. You know what I'm saying? After you have a child and you have that whole experience, and you have another person that is depending on you for you to take care of them, then you start to look for different things.
It changes your whole perspective. Yeah. And when you're a woman, a man having a child and a woman having a child is two totally different things, right? A man can walk away from that child, but a woman can't walk away from that child. It takes a very disconnected woman to walk away from that child. So when you have a child, it's a mechanism that turns on, that now you have to nurture this child. Like my kids, I can tell them to go somewhere and sit down, or I may not hear them, but my wife hears them all the time.
Yeah.
I don't want to be bothered. Like, I kick them out the room. Go somewhere and sit down. Leave me alone. But they'll bother her all day, So it's something about a woman having a child and knowing what qualities a man needs to have, or going through some things to understand what's a good man for them to be able to pick the right one. Now, I'm going to say this, and you may not understand it, or you may think it's wrong. Women will always choose the wrong man. It takes the man to choose the woman.
Wow. Okay.
If that's it's up to a woman to choose a husband.
Yeah, I think that's a part two.
Yeah, that's a part two.
That's a part
two. A lot
of
people don't hear this. A lot of people don't hear this. But when a man is ready to get married, when he is ready to get married, he will choose his wife. If you're a woman and you have to choose your husband, then that's a problem.
That's a nugget right there.
Wow.
That's a nugget. Yeah, we're going to say that for part two.
Yeah, we're going to say that part two. We definitely got to dive deeper into that. But I do want to leave you all with...
You're getting stocks and relationships.
I do want to leave you all with, there is a specific terminology called mind-mended parenting. It's definitely something, if you are a parent, that you should check out, because it deals a lot with your mental state as a mother.
Right.
So definitely look it up, look into it. So that's just a little nugget I'll just drop there, and we can talk a little bit more about that. Well, thank you so much, Frank, for being on the After Boom with us. That was awesome.
I like the after party.
Our special guest. And, and we want to hear from all of you. What do you think of this topic, dating or, married to your laptop? use the hashtag boot to boom. Let us know your thoughts, and we're definitely going to come back with part 2, because what Frank just said, he just dropped a bomb on us. So we're going to pick that back up next time.
Yeah, I can elaborate. Yep.
He's ready. Y'all see that? He is ready. So let us know your thoughts, and we're definitely going to come back with part 2. Again, tune in to Boot to Boom every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. We are here to get your PayPal popping, your business booming, and your life and your relationships to explode.
Yeah, because I know I picked my husband. He didn't pick me. I chose him.
I'm going to leave that right there.
Okay.
Drop the mic on that.
Boom!